Hello, hello. Welcome to my little pop-up table. Hope you're all doing well. So I was guided to pull some cards because there was some bits coming through that I feel may be useful to some of you. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Yeah, one of the things just to say as well is that I'm noticing is that tarot is definitely now more than ever being weaponized. So you really need to use your discernment when you're listening to readers. I know that we all say it all the time, but to be fair, at the minute, from the bits that I see, they're very clever the way that they're trying to steer people down the wrong route. Obviously it's general readings, so it's down to your own interpretation, which is why they're able to push it back onto you. But it's fair enough, you interpret it how you need to, but something to bear in mind as you're listening, especially at this stage, inaction isn't the period that we're moving through. We've been through the periods of inaction, so just be a little bit mindful of messages that are telling you to sit back and wait, or hold on and do this, or something like that, because that is that's the plant that gets put in there. So for example, obviously they jump on the urgency side of things. So if you're hearing like, oh, your spirit guides are urging you to do this, or your spirit guides are urging you to stop doing this, and when you stop doing whatever it may be, that you'll receive this, that and the other. So know that that's a plant to steer you into inaction. Your spirit guides would never urge you to stop doing something, because that's them taking a control within your life, and that's not what they're there for. And if there was something, if you even say the word urging someone to do it, or urging you to stop this, it has a funny vibration that moves up the body when it's said, because it's such a loaded word. So know that your spirit guides wouldn't be urging you through entertainment, tarot reading, collective. That would be for them to do outside of something like this that can be misinterpreted or be for someone else. If it's urging you to do something, then they will let you know in a more like direct or with more clarity. You wouldn't be having to wonder if you're placing it here or there. It would be direct, but they don't generally urge you to stop something because it's your life. So yeah, let's just get that bit out of the way. So what have we got? We've got Page of Fire in the reverse. So something not, there you go, just so you can see it, but you're not really going to see it on camera. Don't want to start getting into all of that bit. Okay, so Page of Fire in reverse. I'm hearing Lucas. So the name Lucas may be significant to some of you, or someone, or it's either your name or someone's name, but that just jumped forward there. So we've got the page of fire, so page of wands in reverse. Someone's not excited about moving forward, or not enthusiastic about moving forward, which that again is a little bit of knowing, if this is your energy, of a possible out of alignment, because what we're heading through into now, remembering that there's all the chaos that is being presented around, but if you're aligned from the inside, then you are moving into or working through the not being fearful of moving into the unknown or whatever. I know that the spirit guide, spirit realm, whatever it is that you're drawing your guidance from, that there's a lot that are being worked with at the moment in regards to learning to remove worry. So yay, that one is a hard one, we know. So there's plenty of layers that go into removing worry. So things have obviously got to be broken down, but the way that when the light beings worked with me, what they do is they do help you to imagine and visualize, which is why those skills are quite important to exercise. But they get you to imagine, if you were, whatever it is that you're worrying about, if that was removed, and let's just say a magic wand or blessing happened, something was removed, then what would your life feel like, look like? That's what they're moving you into, connecting with that energy. So that's how they start you off with breaking it down, so that you can remove the unnecessary worry, because sometimes people will worry and then they're worrying they've got nothing to worry about, and then there's that overwhelming of thinking and thoughts. But so what have we got here? We've got here the page of earth, so an opportunity. So someone's not looking forward to moving forward with something, or an opportunity has been held back or stopped, or someone's not wanting to go forward with an approach. So for some of you, it could be you could be being given a task of move forward or approach that person or do this, and see if you can either plant a seed, or whether you can open that door of, I don't know, opportunity that leads to whatever. It's like a middleman, or a just somebody being used, I am feeling. So if this is your energy, bear in mind you could be being used for like a door opener is what I keep seeing. So you could be given a script, a task, or a information, and then told go forward and give it to that person, or align with that person, mimic that person, because I am being shown a lot that the mimickers grid is active right now, heavily. So it could be coming forward. A better example probably would be where the reading started off with tarot being weaponized at the moment, that I'm seeing a lot of readers popping up that are the essence or energy, they've got the vibrational frequency, so to say, of sector 21 readers. So that's not going to mean much to everybody, but those who know will know that if they're operating on that frequency, coming forward, doing platform readings and so, and that's the energy that they are coded with, that you're standing out like a sore thumb. So that's just for some, not all. It's all about being true and authentic to yourself. That word is going to be used to death. Authenticity, be authentic, where that's the one thing that can't be mimicked because it is a particular frequency. So where we're heading, a lot of people are having to, it's all about healing, 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 and that's what's going to be really amplified moving forward. So it's just remembering that, not needing to keep healing, the life that you've lived has been an experience for a reason. That's why you don't forget everything that you've learned in the past. Quite the opposite. You need to keep hold of those memories because it contains quite valuable information for some of you. So we've got the Page of Earth. So someone's hesitant about moving forward with an idea or an opportunity. We've got the Three of Air, which is the Three of Swords. It's something connecting to pain, heartache, or grieving, I'm getting. And we've got Water in reverse. That's quite a nice image, actually. So with that water in reverse, it's a reverse flow, holding emotions in. So that might be an angle that's really tapped into. Don't hold in your emotions, let them out, let them out. So what I'm being shown is somebody's hesitant of touching on the pain. So if we're looking down the lines of healing, think about establishments that are connected to that. So what would we have? Heartache would be like relationship counselling, so counsellors, life coaches, that type of area. Even tarot readers, of course. Funeral directors, they deal with bereavement, heartache. Reverse of the water, so holding back the tears, but someone wanting them to flow. So we've got the Nine of Earth, which is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, okay, so what it feels like, I'm looking at here, a Hierophant. So the Hierophant is the spirituality side. So we're definitely looking at grieving or some kind of spiritual healing, maybe. So from what I'm seeing from here, it feels like, and yeah, it does feel like I'm looking at a scam, but place it where it needs to be. It can just be bringing something to your awareness, doesn't have to be an actual scam. But what I feel I'm looking at here is that there's elements of pain. Vulnerability would be the key word, I suppose. So if the narrative going through the tarot readings are like Three of Swords, pain, betrayal, loss, and all kinds of things along that way, and then with the tarot being weaponized and this sense of urgency, you're being urged to stop and all of that, it feels like it's holding people in a like hangman position with their emotions, not sure to release them, hold them back. There's something about emotions being manipulated. Nine of Earth, it feels that there's obviously always finances connected. We've got the Page of Earth, and then we had Page of Wands in reverse, and not wanting to move forward, or not knowing what to do in an emotional state. So with this Hierophant, naturally, if there's a grieving, if somebody's passed over and they're lost, or if there's a breakup of a relationship, or something that is in the bereavement healing side of things, rebuilding your life, something like that, then the Hierophant represents an institute, like funeral directors seems to keep coming up. Yeah, carers, care homes, they must deal with a counselling level. Not that they're trained, maybe they do have trained counsellors in there, I wouldn't know, but they've got to have that kind compassion, or you would hope they would, sensitive side when they're dealing with like family members that are worrying about if they can afford to keep their loved ones in, say, a care position or hospice. Maybe would definitely be that, like the end of care, end of life care. There's something about that coming forward, that looking on a deeper level, if we're seeing an opportunity come forward, what we could be seeing is established businesses that are bang in the middle of the healing vulnerable people process. So there's something about that coming up, and it's to do with either siphoning off money, blocking money, laundering money. I'm also getting the Hierophant. It's almost like a mimicky copy of a spiritual practice, spiritual healing. So we're seeing also, like, churches don't need to be in a church. For some they do, but for others it's maybe coming together, having their own like prayer meetings, things like that. So not that that would suggest it's a Hierophant in reverse, but the Hierophant is a structure and a symbolism in that sense, whereas this feels like it's a carbon copy, like to look like the real mimic, but not. So it's based on and like I'm saying in my little pop-up reading table, that's kind of what this like is, seeing like businesses popping up from nowhere, or again, like saying readers just popping up. For some reason as well, it feels like, especially with the readers I'm seeing, the male, very male, it's like anyone can read the cards, yes, we know, but we do also know that there is that spiritual ops playing out in the background, that they need to infiltrate the psychic readers and just bang out loads of rubbish and start deteriorating the value of what true tarot readers bring to the table. So there's something like that. So if we're saying it's a network that all links up, you've got the planted script readers that are pushing people to inaction, or they are tapping into that emotional vibration, manipulating the emotions, triggering the emotions, then stepping back, and allowing people in these type of establishments to come forward and then reroute them to the next place. So it's a process, it's a pathway. So trust the process, we always hear. It's okay to trust the process, but know as your guard is down and you're trusting that process, that you are supposed to be receiving confirmation as you move along. You're not just blindly trusting the process with suppose, yeah, you might not know the outcome and you release control of that bit, yes. You may not know the exact pathway, which is the trust the process, but you will have marker points along the way just to verify and let you know you can continue trusting you're heading in the right direction. That's why you get the universe, light beings, whatever you're tapped into, work a lot with synchronicities, things that can't be mimicked. Looks like one of my sky pictures. Alright, so let's see where we're going with this. We've got transformation. So with all of this healing process, that's what it's supposed to be. You're going through your grieving, or you're tapping into withheld emotions and ready to deal with whatever. You could have had a serious breakup or a loss of a loved one or something like that that has triggered you to now start looking into whatever pain you've been holding on to or holding back from dealing with. That's all well and good, but what you've got to be careful of is scammers don't go for people that are fully grounded, knowing their own mind, in that ready to confront the illusions that surround them. Obviously, they always go for those that are in the vulnerable state. So when we start touching on that, you've got to then reevaluate, what are you connected to in the lines of a recent loss or grief or pain that's been experienced, that then will be tapping into your emotional body and sending your frequencies haywire, let's say. We've got the 9 of Earth, so the mindset will be that nothing's going to be the same, that you may be feeling quite alone, you may be feeling scared about finances or scared of the change. We've got the Hierophant, so that moves you then into finding comfort and support within a structure of some kind. So it could be an online group, or it could be tarot online. Remember as well that if, for example, something's been orchestrated and you're being moved down a particular route, orchestrated, that whatever you're viewing online, that these networks deal with the marketing side and everything online, so they will make sure that they can find a way that they put their self in front of you. You're seeing it always about click this link or do this, do this. The amount of times people click those links without realising what they've opened their phone or their laptop, their computer or tablet, whatever it is, what they've opened their self up to. So these Hierophant in reverse structures are absolutely able to see what's going on. So yeah, and it's not even, I mean, obviously changing the passwords and stuff, or if nothing's going on, but there's something about the phone showing like data feedback, which we know that you can't get round that sometimes, where it's saying, oh, click this to give consent. So there's a lot of businesses or online communities or different things that look like they're a spiritual practice structure, and they then pass you something that you're giving, like accepting the cookies or whatever, but in with that you've got hackers that are in the network that they are also tagged along, and then they're able to see. It's like a ping system for some. So transformation isn't the route that you're heading down, or those, so bear in mind this could be giving you a heads up of someone vulnerable around you that could be going through this right now. So, or if you're a reader, to bear it in mind as you're seeing the cards come up. So transformation isn't really the goal that you need to be in. They want you to stay in the stuck side of things. Yeah, Four of Water, Four of Cups in reverse. Alright, so what I'm being shown there is normally you would be rejecting something, or maybe isolating off because you're in a not sure what to do, or a little bit of a emotionally confused state, or this is how you will be being triggered, or the people that we're talking about, this is that's being targeted with this type of stuff. So the Four of Cups would be like a reaching out. So someone could be trying to reach out and it's being rejected. So that's a wall that needs to be broken down. That's for some of you, not all. But what state they need to get you into is this transformation is to take you from this rejecting of letting people in, or whatever it could be for you, to a state of receiving. So this is where the tarot readers will come in and manipulate the emotions, especially if you're showing up on the hackers, I don't know, data details or whatever it is they do to watch you, that then they know that they're speaking directly to targets. So they need to put you in a state of stop doing that, urging you to do this, and your spirit guides. It's a subliminal programming that starts happening. That's why you need to be so careful. There's hundreds and hundreds of readers. Everybody likes their own type of reader, that much we know, but it is so important to switch it up and just bear this type of thing in mind. Yeah, I mean, this is where you need to use your own discernment, because if you're somebody that, say, you've got a parent in a care home, or you've just lost someone, then you might not necessarily be into tarot, but they will be able to target you another way. There'll always be someone around. That's why, say, for example, just using as an example, end of life care or care homes or carers inside a home, they are close to grief. And so if you were to, say, had a handful of people that were strategically positioned within these type of businesses, they're going to know a lot of details on a personal level. They're going to know how to stress test your emotions and how pliable you are. So whether it's them giving the guidance and caring, like a spiritual support type thing, but actually directing you to somewhere, whether it's like an end of life care and then suggesting a funeral directors, but that's okay. Don't forget, people are allowed to refer you to places. We're not saying about that, just saying at the minute there's so much chaos going on around everywhere that this is why the vulnerable people need to really be aware, unfortunately, because it's things are heightening up. These are being dismantled, don't worry about that, and if it's coming forward in the readings, you can know that it's already breaking down. But within that comes a desperation as well. So just know, if you're seeing this reading and you're connected to, for some reason as well, I keep getting dentist. So let me just see what that dentist would be. So the King of Water is where I'm getting it from. It looks like I was seeing the water gun in somebody's mouth, like dousing the teeth. And then love in reverse. Yeah, there's something about dentists as well. So obviously we're starting to see a lot of people having their teeth done. It was a whole big American thing, wasn't it? Now it's like everywhere. But what's coming up for me with that is a lot of people don't like their teeth or the way they look, and now comparing against people that have had their teeth done, all sorts of something about the teeth is also taps into people's vulnerabilities or their emotions, about or not having something connecting to finances here as well. So what I'm being shown in regards to the dentist side of things is you've got people needing money, let's say, and feeling insecure about their teeth, for example, but being propositioned in a vulnerable state that I know someone, a trusted practice, the Hierophant, it's an establishment that if you wanted to transform yourself, which don't forget transform is in the reverse, you would be able to go to them and get paid for your teeth. So real teeth being taken out and given to an establishment so that they can use it elsewhere. So but they're tapping into the don't love your appearance or something that's the shallow side. Not shallow if you really hate your teeth, but there's something like that. They're tapping into the aesthetics, that side of things. So yeah, I don't know about people buying people's teeth, I'm sure they do, but again, there's something to do with funeral directors or the end of life care. It's like swapping teeth. So if you have all of your teeth, maybe the front ones might be not so good or whatever, but your back ones are good. So if you're going to transform to someone that is a trusted place, that you have all of your teeth taken out and they give you whatever, a reduced rate, have false ones put in, but what they're using them for is like a change of identity, something like that coming up. Yeah, wow. So what's that? Is funeral directors, end of life care, dentists. I mean, how mad's that? It's like it's like a joke, isn't it? But what does a funeral director, care homes, and dentists have in common? I don't know. Well, they all deal with vulnerable people in vulnerable states. They've all got access to particular mind-altering substances or pain-numbing, or even to put you under, I would suppose, as well, especially with the dentist. So there's something like that. The love in reverse, there's something happening that's definitely not a 9 of Cups, that's for sure. Yeah, something about this three of just purely on the picture as well. It's like a little bit angelic, isn't it? It's like um, a spiritual helper, so angelic, coming in and taking care of someone. But then we're seeing this like uh, worldwide something. It's like a viewing, whatever. So are we looking at people that are caring or whatever, but really what they're doing is being streamed? As in, I keep seeing somebody lifting their clothes to an elderly someone that is unconscious or sleeping or something like that, and it's being seen. So that could be something. What have we got? Yeah, so the Tower could be why somebody doesn't want to move forward with an opportunity. Maybe they're positioned, and now that they realise what they're connected to, it's a tower, or this is the grifter's grid, mimicry grid, all collapsing. What's this? Hello, haven't seen you in a while. So we got the King of Swords in reverse, and this one's trying to pop out. So the Three of Swords, King of Swords in reverse, I mean, that's definitely a combination that goes together. So maybe this is King of Swords in reverse is who's had the Tower, or there's something about a King of Swords causing this. So that could be another branch off aspect of King of Swords reverse causing heartache and pain, or aligning with some kind of pain and grief. Definitely a manipulation of energy going on. So this was pulling out for that. Yeah, look, we got Three of Pentacles. So this King of Swords may get paid to cause heartache and pain, doesn't have to, or they are working in a group, or they may be hired by three particular businesses. So, which I suppose if we were using for example purposes only, the ones that I've said, but as I'm looking at that Three of Pentacles, yeah, it feels like there's one missing. So what would be missing in regards to this type of dynamics business-wise? It's definitely something Wi-Fi, or something's going on with the internet. Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, felt like an indecision, or pulling back a message, or taking something back. Something can't be undone that's being streamed, or someone can't get access to something. Someone can't manipulate through a message. This is what I'm saying as well with like the tarot readings, be mindful. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. So if we're looking at that, this is yeah, a network, and especially with the Tower starting there with it being in a collapse, the Wheel of Fate is turning and changing. Someone can't get access to something that's internet based or energetic, like say something about Reiki. I mean, all of the spiritual businesses have been absolutely hijacked. But I suppose that's with anything, isn't it? So we've got the Nine of Earth. Now I just want to get another one for this Wheel of Fate, whatever that is. Something to do with the internet or to do with something not being no access. It's like a message not being able to get through. The other thing as well, when you're being shown things of sense of urgency and things like that, know that anything that's real will be transparent as it approaches. Anything that's flaky, wishy-washy, it's there's nothing urgent about it, because if it's not clear, so it could be something with somebody's vision, that if it's not clear as it's approaching, then you don't really, I would say, need to pay it no mind, because it will show itself properly if it's meant to be. Yeah, we've got here the Queen of Pentacles. So you could be finding that especially in regards to the energy reversals and the karma that's playing out and doing the rounds. Remember, we're in the clear up process now in regards to the universal energies that are playing out. If you've had something in regards to finances, this could be representing yourself, male or female. If you're male, it could be coming from a female being given to you, or this could be documents that those documents represent finances coming back to you. That Wheel of Fortune is a change in fate, so it's got to come from somewhere, which is this Tower, and then coming forward. Be mindful of the spiritual up storylines and narratives that's going around. You just need to Google latest spiritual psyops, and that will probably bring up more than enough. This is only for those that are feeling they could be getting caught up in something, and it will show you. And especially if you're a reader, you should know about those things, because you do have a care of duty. We've got here the Hanged Person. So with that, we've got the Nine of Earth in reverse, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So this could be a stop and a flow of money. We know that we're already seeing that things can't be abundant, or can't sprout, can't grow, or are producing spoiled crops, let's say, from those that are attached energetically to the grifter's grid, that they step on others to get where they need to be, or they siphon off. Like we're seeing a lot of readers, the genuine ones, that are having their work placed where else. Obviously that would be something that you would put forward to the light beings or your spirit guides, of when they're saying how to remove a worry. With that type of thing, they would say to you, don't worry yourself about people that are stealing your content. Yes, it may feel uncomfortable and horrible and so on, but on a higher plane, on a higher level, it is being dealt with. And so the backfire that comes from that is that there's purposely, by the light beings, there are blocks in the way that's going to lead all those that are doing it, as crazy as it may sound. How are they able to follow it or whatever? But know that it's a thing. So like we're seeing there, something on the internet and a message not getting through, or the Wheel of Fate changing. So if you're having your content stolen and streamed and mimicked, copied, whatever it may be, then know that that wheel is going to come to a halt, and it's going to block those that are able to do it. Yes, we know people will always find a way somehow, but we're looking to the new ways moving forward, and a way maybe to remove your worries so that you can see that hanged person will be then blocked. But what it means for you, whether you're male or female, is that for all of the content that's been stolen and all of the money that they've made on the back of ads and whatever, with fake accounts and using your energetic signature, then think of it like collecting royalties. Yes, it might be a minefield, and it's like, well, how are they ever going to prove it? Don't worry about that side of it. That's what the light beings are saying. Don't need to worry about how things are going to come about or whatever. You just know that by you releasing your emotions, your emotional attachment to people stealing your content, as uncomfortable as it may be, know that if that has been a real worry for you, that message is already being dealt with, and they want you to view it like people that produce music or create a song, one-hit wonders even, maybe, or they're made to believe that they are, that they feel that there's nothing going on with their music, and then you've got someone in the background that is making heavily off of the back of that. It's things like that they believe it can't be traced, but that's like that's back in the Dark Ages. Everything can be seen and traced. So we've got here the hanged person. So finances are hanging in the balance. We've got people that aren't so confident to move forward with this grifting grid type activities, because especially connecting to older, well, not even older, just vulnerable people, old, young, whatever it may be, people that have mental health vulnerabilities, all of that side. People will be connected to this, and they will be seeing signs of the towers like activating all around them. So it's like they're moving through a minefield. It's how many lives, like a cat has how many lives. It's like, with these people, do they even know what one they're on at the minute? They may have one chance left, or they may need a desperate attempt to just quickly do something else. Everyone gets a warning before that tower kicks in, whereas at the moment what's happening is like a domino effect, or it's like lighting a fuse. That tower once, and don't forget here we've got it in the upright, where normally we've been seeing a lot of it coming in reverse, people trying to hold that structure, the false construct structure. They're trying to hold it in a position so it doesn't collapse, whereas that with the Page of Pentacles in reverse, somebody's lost their chance to move forward in a new direction because the tower's here. So that may be an element as well. We've got here that the tower is like the fuse being lit, and then you're seeing it going along. So we would have moving through all of the businesses as the example purposes. So there will always be more things that link up the one, and that's what you're seeing in play now. It's pushing through. So it could be like a random business. So like what they're showing me now is, if we were to say that there's 4, it's not always just 3. If we're putting this other pentacle in the mix, let's say, then it's 4, stabilizing, healing, transforming, spiritual care on whatever level is to be stabilizing, help you rebalance, all of that. But really it's not coded with love. It's about draining from you. So the Four of Water, Four of Cups in reverse, wanting you to move more into the illusion. So what we've got here is flowers, a florist, something about florist. And even as it's coming forward, I know ages ago, ages ago, always kept getting florist coming up, and it was so misplaced. It's like when we used to see that marriage card come up, it was always misplaced, like a wild card, whereas that used to be the same thing for me, but with a florist. But now seeing it, it would make sense, wouldn't it, that if this is the grifter's grid, that there would be a florist somewhere in the mix. So that could be a thing. I would say as well, if you're seeing this and wondering what it could mean for you, or whatever, did you have a business like this? Because it wouldn't be surprising for me if people did research into whatever is coming up for them, that where else are, let's say, a florist, there could be florists going out of business, for example. There could be care homes or care agencies or funeral directors, something like that, going out of business. Yeah, yeah. It might look like one thing, but it's not. Yeah, you'll get it. So with this Hierophant in reverse, what are we looking at? So there's something that is suspended in time, and it's not even that waiting for someone to get the higher perspective. That with the Tower at the beginning, it's way past that, definitely. It's this would be more that somebody's caught their own foot in their own trap, or they've caught their foot in a real compromising position, let's say. It would be yeah, the brain's just showing so many things. It's like, say we saw this angelic person tending to a elderly person or to somebody that needs care, and being seen with whatever is happening, that a different random person could have a fetish of whatever kind, and then they're watching something and saying, hang on a minute, that looks like my dad's house, or that looks like my blooming girlfriend. Good pairing, if that's the case, into what you're into. So we've got the Hierophant in reverse. Yeah, being seen by someone that recognises. There's a lot of uncompromising positions, but what I'm saying is the Tower is the fuse that zigzags through quite a lot. So the Hierophant in reverse, we've got here someone that is browbeating another. We've got it's the Four of Cups in the upright. Don't do that. I've told you to stop doing that. Yeah, there's a lot of don't do's, it feels, going around. Yeah, even with like the Tower would have been warnings, don't do that, don't keep doing that. That's like the other message in it. Your spirit guides are urging you, stop doing that. Yeah, look, we've got the Page of Swords. So that could be an element if the don't do that bit is a coded message. It's like You were told to stop doing that because people are watching, or someone's watching, or you've been seen, or someone's getting curious about watching something. It's like porn addiction. Addiction does feel heavy here. That's another vulnerability that we know. So that, yeah, could be, I mean, we could run for miles, couldn't we, with the level that this could all go to. So transformation, we've got here the lovers. So lots of relationships setting up, and that again, lots of relationships being set up when people are in vulnerable positions, abuse of power and things like that. Staff, bosses getting with their employees and stuff. But again, there's this, like the angelic person that we were seeing. Yeah. So transformation is sending people backwards. The thing as well, like we were seeing with the dentists, it's like this sort of stuff we know goes on, and especially if it would be like private practices and whatever, and someone's under, you can have like lessons on how to pull teeth being streamed online, or you could be having like all sorts going on. If somebody's out unconscious, they don't know, do they? So yeah, we've got temperance in reverse. So somebody's something's out of balance, that much we know. But there's the impatience, so you could be being told, sit back, wait, don't need to do anything, trust the process, let it unfold. You're going to see. That is as far as I'm seeing moving forward, and my own guidance that I get from light beings. Now is not a time of inaction. Now is a time of creating your dreams and knowing what you want and building towards your future. Yes, healing is a part of it, but we're talking about these grifters that keep pushing you into a state of not being able to heal, or needing to really dig in and open up your pain pockets, I was going to say, so that you can be rerouted elsewhere. So we've got King of Water, King of Cups, and then, yeah. Yeah, that felt like someone hiding behind someone, or someone defending. So yes, if you're seeing this in your actual life and you're concerned in any way that you could be being affected, or there's something that's standing out, know that you're probably already being watched over by spirit guides and light beings of such. So there's something of a protection there. But also I'm getting a male hiding behind a female, or it's like someone trying to get into a business to see them. So someone could be being questioned by a family member wanting to go in, be like, no, you can't go in, they're in a meeting, or they're out to lunch, or something like that. But someone being confronted about their practices in some way. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, missing money. Money's been given and it's not, obviously, not being used for what it should have been. And this love in reverse, and then we've got the lovers here. So turning people off from something. Yeah, the Fool in reverse. draining the love out of something, not wanting people to take a leap of faith, or somebody's taken a massive leap but didn't realise that they were out of chances because maybe their tarot reader wasn't accurate. So we'll take them popping out in reverse. We've got something from the past playing out, coming back, or something hidden, or a reckless move, something from the past coming back, and a lie being exposed. Obviously the Ace of Swords in the upright is letting us know that there's a truth, but we don't need to see it in the upright to know that there is absolutely a truth bouncing around and illusions being broken, because that's what happens when timelines collapse. It's the hand of fate changes, and it's not so it then becomes the illusion for those that are energetically tagged to those timelines, whether they're believing in it or not. So with it in the reverse, we've got here that somebody done something reckless in the past. It was to drain a love supply, or something connected to false love, with love in reverse, something that was a lie and is going to be found out to be a lie. So, or it's already happened. Okay, so yeah, 3 of Wands after I shuffled for a bit at the bottom of the deck. Alright, so I feel that this come forward just for some of you to bear in mind that just because you're looking one way or you're focused on something doesn't mean to say that these Hierophant in reverse, these spiritual practice operatives, let's say, aren't fully at work. Remember, a lot of their financial funnels are being hit by tower moments right now, so it's drying up so that the Wheel of Fate can start turning more in your favour, or your family members' favour, or whatever it is, your business's favour, and it's that return of energy. So the reason that people are starting to see all this now is what, with me, the light beings have said, that they, so many people have started giving up hope and faith and not seeing things come true. They're always believing that justice happens, but I feel that they're really, it's needed for people to be able to say, no, I can verify that was a thing, that was literally predicted, karma, and it hit, and there was no way of hiding it, disguising it. There's no way that it isn't all linked, and that's why you've got people being fearful of moving forward with that type practices now, because everyone is on borrowed time in regards to their last chance. It's like, is this the time I'm going to get caught? Like that other video of is there a worse feeling than getting caught? So we're going to use the universe cards. My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. So yeah, we're moving away from the word of faith, because now you need to hold that vibration of just know, if this is something that on any level is connecting to you, whatever side of the fence you're on, or whatever aspect, then know that you probably do have light beings that are or have been monitoring it, watching, looking and calculating where that fate hand is going to turn. So we've got, my capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up. The compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. That's what we're moving forward into. It's trusting that. And they're saying, oh, you're a healer, you're healing yourself, that you've got to go within and sit quiet for a minute, and the answers will come. You're not having to wait a week, or they're probably not saying go and watch tarot and get the answers there. It will be something physical, just personal for you outside of all of this. Not to not watch it, but when you're looking for actual answers, they're going to be personal to you in the physical realm, because then there's no denying of it, a manipulation of any kind. And then finally this one jumped out onto the floor. I choose love no matter what. Yay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so there you go. That is your little reading for today. I hope that it helped you, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.